Do you swear on the Constitution of the United States to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Ain't no thing.
Round one, strike.
Berean Scholar. Berean Scholar. Waking up the people of the Most High. I got the knowledge to destroy the lies. DNA history, open eyes. Walk into the darkness and turn on the lights. Wake up, 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 wake up.
Round one.
Okay, we're mixing so many different categories here. I'm just saying I get things wrong all the time. You've just gotten something wrong, and I think it's important to acknowledge it. There are many more Christians in Qatar than there are in Israel. Fact.
How many?
Now you caught me. I don't know. I can look at my phone, but I was just there, and there are many more. Like whatever. But I just want to get to the point that forms the basis of this whole conversation, which is who has a right to the land?
Yeah.
And you said it's a mixture of religion and ethnicity. Because as I noted, and you agree, many of the founders, maybe the majority of the founders of modern Israel did not believe in it. So they were not religious Jews. They weren't religious at all. They were atheists. They said they were atheists. I believe them. So that suggests it's ethnic. But it's also true, as you well know, because there's a famous court case about this, that ethnic Jews who convert to Christianity do not have the right of return. That was settled by the Israeli Supreme Court. I'm very confused. So that would suggest it's not ethnicity, because you invalidate your Jewishness by converting to Christianity?
There are a number of Messianic Jews who live in Israel. Who are here.
I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that
number.
But you're not contesting what I'm saying, because it's a very famous court case.
The right of return has to do with your mother, your grandmother. It has to do with family ties.
It's ethnic.
There's a lot of, sure, ethnicity is a big part of the right of return.
Great.
To make aliyah, to come to Israel, to live here.
Then if both of your parents are Jewish and you have an ethnic right to the land, you are one of Abram's descendants, but you convert to Christianity, how is it you don't have the right to return? I'm totally confused.
But I know a number of people who have returned as Christians, but have Jewish history.
Are
and
you
Jewish
saying that Jews who convert to Christianity have a right, a legal right to return? Because I
know that they do. Whether, when you say, do they have a right to return, do they prove?
It's a legal category, as in any government.
Which is by their family history, their grandmother, their mother, and there are many aspects of that.
I've read it. I think,
but I know that these are people who are Christian, and they came here, made aliyah. They had Jewish blood, Jewish history. They were Christian, Messianic, but they came here, and they were welcomed here.
And they were given full legal rights.
Absolutely.
And a passport.
Yeah.
So clearly, it's not true that you invalidate your right of return by converting to Christianity. That's just false.
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Morgan Cooper. I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm only a U.S. citizen, and I've been living in occupied Palestine for over 2 decades. I am married to a Palestinian American, so 2 passport holder, first Christian, meaning that we are raising our 2 Palestinian American first Christian children here in Ramallah, occupied Palestine. Why does that matter? Because legal identity matters. Tucker Carlson did an interview with Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, in which he pressed him on why Christians cannot go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, which is where it is believed that Jesus was buried and rose again. He insists, Mike Huckabee insists that Christians can go there, and we are here as a U.S. embassy to advocate for Americans. Well, hello, Mike Huckabee. Dear Ambassador, I am a U.S. citizen who is not only part of a Christian family who's not allowed to go to Jerusalem to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, so if you could look into that, that'd be great, because Palestinian Christians who have been here for 2,000 years are denied access to their holy sites, just like Palestinian Muslims are denied access to their holy sites in Jerusalem. So that information that he said to Tucker Carlson, not true. Second, I am a U.S. citizen and only a U.S. citizen, and I am not allowed to access my embassy in Jerusalem. And even though you say you have citizen services here, pretty sure that that's not easy to access, and it hasn't been happening much lately. I have 2 Palestinian American children with American passports that are going to expire, and I need to renew them, which you have to do for minors in person. How can I do that when the United States has an embassy in Jerusalem but does not allow Palestinians to access that? And in my case, once I married my Palestinian husband, my passport got stamped with Judea Samaria only. I am not allowed to go to Jerusalem. There's no such thing as a permit giving me permission to go to Jerusalem. What am I supposed to do? How do I renew my children's passports? I am not the only person here in occupied Palestine facing this situation. Third, I am not allowed to use Ben Gurion Airport. So even though there's an Israeli American visa waiver, and blue is blue, so any American passport should be able to pass through the airport, even if they also hold a Palestinian passport, I am excluded. I don't know if you can read the Hebrew or the Arabic handwritten, but look at this. Yeah, so it's saying that I am not allowed to use Ben Gurion. I can only use the bridge crossing over to Jordan to use that airport. And if I ever use Ben Gurion, I will be denied coming back home to Palestine for life. So this video is not, poor me, I'm an American citizen and I am denied my rights. This video is how the Israelis, with the full backing and knowledge of the United States, denies rights to American citizens who are living here as punishment for being married to Palestinians and to Palestinian Americans. They are also denied their rights as American citizens and religious freedom. Like, Palestinian Christians cannot go because the Israeli military does not allow them to go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, to the holiest sites in Jerusalem. Just as Israel also denies Palestinian Muslims and Muslims around the world from accessing holy sites in Jerusalem because they control everything.
How are you treated in Israel?
Sometimes if I'm wearing my cross and my cassock, I could be treated differently by some groups.
Has someone ever spit at you?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
More than once?
More than once. Yeah.
Why?
I asked this question why. Many schools in the Jewish sector, the cross reminds them of persecution and expulsion. And
so they're teaching their children that the cross is a sign of persecution and to spit on Christians?
Yeah.
God love Israel. May God have to love Israel. No. By the name of Yeshua.
Whoa, whoa.
He slapped my face. Church people. Church people, you're really breaking my heart.
This is what they think of Christians. This is what they think of Jesus Christ. They are not our greatest ally. They are liars.
Spitting at clergy when there is doing nasty things to clergy.
What kind of nasty things?
I don't know, but they're doing like really shameful things, in front of church doors.
To Christian churches and Christian clergy.
Yeah, and again, their main mission is to purify Jerusalem from infidels, Christians.
Let me just, before you continue talking, you're going to go to jail. Because the police here, 99% conviction rate. Shut up.
We don't do anything illegal. You cannot take us to jail. If you are not involved, please go. Shalom, my friend. We bless you.
You're in my country.
You come to the United States, you can say whatever you want to say. That is the free world, yes?
You're not in the United States. You're in Israel.
I understand.
You cannot say whatever you want to say here.
Yes, you can. It's legal. It is legal to preach about Yeshua. We preach at Damascus Gate. The police said it's okay. We preach at Jaffa Gate. The police say it's okay. Please stop. I respect you. Respect me.
He doesn't have to respect you.
Huh?
Doesn't have to respect you.
That is the right thing. Are you Jewish? Do you want to honor God? That is the godly thing to do. We respect one another.
The godly thing to do is to kill you.
The godly thing is to kill me.
That's right.
Yes?
That's what the Torah says.
The Torah says to kill us.
The Torah says that people who worship idols such as yourself, when there is a Sanhedrin,
to kill us.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what the Torah
So
says.
we know how the Jewish people feel about Christians, yes? That you discriminate against Christians.
Christians are idol
You
worshippers.
discriminate against
The Torah
Christians.
says that Christianity is idol worship.
I know that there are a number of Christians here. I go to church with Christians every week here.
Of course.
And
but
there's,
do you have a right to come and say, I am an ethnic Jew, even though I practice Christianity, therefore I have every bit as much right to move into a settlement in the West Bank or into East Jerusalem or anywhere I want, Galilee, anywhere, because I'm returning to the land of my forefathers. I have a legal right in the state of Israel, even though I've converted to Christianity. You're saying that's true?
I'm saying I know people who've done it. Now, can I tell you what the law specifically is? I'm not sure because
well, it's really
I'm a Christian.
significant.
I don't have any Jewish roots, so therefore I cannot quote you the law. If you want me to do that, I'll look at it.
Well, it really
Round two.
because you're saying
other
in
things.
fact, people in the United States are being. Abram's descendants are the ones who have the right to have this land, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't we do genetic testing on everybody in the land and find out who Abram's descendants are? It's really simple. We've cracked the human genome. We can do that. Why don't we do that? Would you be against doing that?
I have no idea what that would prove. I mean, maybe it would be.
What do you mean? It would prove who Abram's descendants are and who has a right to live here and who doesn't, according to the theology that you yourself just explained. And so I'm very confused as to why we don't do that. If you believe the theology that you've just explained to me.
Would we do that all over the world?
Well,
and everybody
this is the only country in the world that you've said has this covenant with God, that this people have a moral and legal right to the land.
What about people who convert to Judaism? Would they have a right?
Well, you've just said.
I mean,
that
there are
it's
converts
not
to Judaism, so
you just told
they
me
can make Aliyah. They may not have.
You've just
DNA.
told me that it doesn't matter. You told me moments ago, trying to keep track.
Okay.
That it doesn't matter whether or not you believe in God or whether or not you practice Torah Judaism or Rabbinic Judaism, which is something else that I don't even know if we should, I don't even know what that means. But it doesn't matter whether you're, quote, a religious Jew or not. What matters is that you are part of the Jewish people to whom God gave this land that extends from the Nile to the Euphrates. And so if you believe that, wouldn't you want to know with a burning passion who those people are? And because of science, we can now know who those people are. So why aren't we finding out?
I guess you could propose a DNA test for everybody who comes here, everybody who lives here. But
challenge accepted.
No. He didn't know how to answer. Mike Huckabee didn't know how to answer. What you saw there in Tucker Carlson was genius, brilliant, and historic. The change is going to happen from within. The science is actually in. And maybe you can tag Tucker Carlson here so that he can see this 2020 study that was done in the journal Cell. And it found that Palestinians derive over 80% of their DNA from the ancient Canaanites. And these are the people who have lived there for 4,000 years. They never left. In 1948, over 700,000 Palestinians fled their homes because of the Nakba. They were pushed off their land to make room for people who believed that they had a deed, a biblical deed to the land. And the direct descendants were called outsiders and invaders. My DNA says that I'm indigenous to the soil. So why are our tax dollars, American tax dollars, funding the displacement of the actual descendants of Abraham in favor of a political project that is called Zionism?
Yes, Palestinians are Canaanites, and now I can 100% prove this. I already showed you my 23andMe test, and that's just based on reference samples of people living today. It says they deleted it because of security reasons, but if you call them and verify your identity, they'll allow you to download your raw data. I did, and then I uploaded that into my true ancestry, which compares your DNA to DNA at ancient excavation sites. Results came back and said my DNA was linked to these ancestral populations here. Then if I go to civilization breakdown from those exact excavation sites, I'm 68% Canaanite and 24% Amorite. From the DNA found at those excavation sites, my ancient relatives are Neolithic Levant, with an 87% closer match than other matching users. I'm not religious, but if you are and read the Bible, then the Canaanites are often portrayed as a hostile, pre-indigenous population residing in the Promised Land.
Okay, Palestinians are not Canaanite, but Canaanites are not the descendants of Abraham.
When I show you what I'm about to show you, your mind will be blown. You're going to be blindsided. Every single Israeli prime minister has a fake name. Did you know that? I was just talking about Ben Gurion. Do you know what his original name is? It's Gruen. Gruen. He changed it to make it sound more Jewish and sound more Middle Eastern. Do you know what Netanyahu's real name is? It's not Netanyahu, it's Milkovsky. I swear to God, go and look it up. You'll find Milkovsky. That's his real name. These are, remember what Israelis are. Israelis are European Jews. They don't come from Palestine, but they want you to make you believe. They want to make believe and make you believe that they come from this area, that they are indigenous to the land, that they're so Jewish, right? Even though they have no connection. So they changed their names. Here's another one. Moshe Sharat, his name is Chertok originally. You've got Levi Eshkol. Eshkol was Shklonik. So he changed it from Shklonik to Eshkol. Then you have Yigal Alon, his original name, Peikovitz. Golda Meir, Israel's first female prime minister. Her real name is not Golda Meir, it's Mabovich. Mabovich. More like Mad. We have Yitzhak Rabin, right? His name is not Rabin, it's Rubitsov. Are you seeing the pattern? These are Eastern European names. Not Palestinian, not Jewish, not Middle Eastern. They're Eastern European, okay? They're not Palestinian. They don't come from this region. Yitzhak Shamir. He's a great one. You know, Yitzhak Shamir, he's on the wanted poster because he was wanted by the British police in Palestine for terrorism. But they don't tell you that. So Yitzhak Shamir, his original name is Yezernitsky. Yezernitsky. Shimon Peres, Persky. Netanyahu, I already told you, Malikovsky. I think I said Milkovsky, excuse me, it's Malikovsky. Never, you know, it's the same point. Ehud Barak is Brog, so B-R-O-G. Brog, he changed it to Barak. Ariel Sharon, his original name is Shinerman. Shinerman. He changed it to Sharon. And Yair Lapid, who's, you still see him changing posts, his original name is Lampel. So he changed it from Lampel to Lapid. Ain't it lovely? Ain't it lovely? You know, it's like, I know half of you didn't know this. I guarantee half of you at least didn't know this stuff.
The Bible warns us that Israel of today, I want you to understand this, is not Hebrew, nor of the sons of Jacob. I want to say it again. The modern day state, it's not a nation, of Israel, they are not Hebrew, neither are they the sons of Jacob. When you try to tell somebody this, it's like there's cognitive dissonance. They can't think through the statement of what you're saying. They automatically think that any person that joins the nation and becomes an Israeli is actually an Israelite of Old Testament, but that simply is not true. The Ashkenazis, they are not Hebrews. If you don't know what that is, I want you to look it up, and I want you to educate yourself. The Khazarians, they are not Hebrews at all. I want you to look it up and educate yourself and understand that the majority of the people that live in the modern day state of Israel are actually Europeans, and they do not practice anything from the Bible. The majority of them are absolutely atheist. Can you imagine a European atheist trying to argue with you and tell you, well, I am God's chosen people? And you say, but you're a European and you're an atheist. How in the world could that make you God's chosen people? And modern Israel is not Semitic. I want you to understand that. Surrounded by Semites, yes, but they're not actually Semitic at all. Again, I remind you, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. The synagogue of Satan is here. It's real. Zionism is a devilish conspiracy, and most Christians are completely ignorant of these verses.
Okay, Palestinians are Canaanite, but not the descendants of Abraham. Ashkenazi Jews are European and not the descendant of Abraham, but they are Japheth. Well, who is?
Man, get in here, get in here, get in here. Did you hear about the secret study they did between the African Americans and the Ashkenazi Jew in 2013? Go and take a screenshot. Well, DNA samples confirmed that the Ashkenazi Jew are of European descent. Study, right? Go and take a screenshot. Now, it turns out that Israeli doctors wanted to stop European patent for genetic testing. Now, why would they want to do that? Now, you can go on and read for yourself. And this explains everything, right? Now, they've done the same test on the so-called African Americans. And it turns out that we are the so-called descendants. But they took 60% of so-called African American samples, had the E1B1 gene, that the so-called modern-day Mizraim Jews, the Palestinians, the Dunzi, and these peoples, right? And we are the so-called ancient Israelites, or the so-called Exodus from Egypt. Did you catch that? Now, it turns out that we have Hebrew, right? Markers for Hebrew ancestry, right? But go ahead and take a screenshot. Now, they're trying to figure out how in the hell 60% of African Americans have the sample E1B1 gene. They're trying to figure this out, but they can't figure it out. That how's we have Israelite ancestry. So we not just screaming this. We actually is it, but go ahead and take a screenshot. But this is why these peoples in North America pretending to be us.
Eze-Ora of Agleri that has maintained a dynasty. He is the 34th king in Obugad. But apart from that they have maintained this kingship and dynasty, other Israelites are equally in Igbo land. We have Zebulun, we have Ephraim, we have Menashe, we have Reuben, we have Danites. They are all here.
N'ibi boss wa apụta bụ si n'aka eri Gad bụ ụmụ Israel ma ọ bụ Israel si n'ọnwa o ma ọ bụ anyị ma ọ bụ anyị si Israel na anyị na ụmụ Israel bụ nwanne n'Igbo adọrọ n'elu n'Yoruba ma ebe a si wa apụta Hausa ma ebe a si wa apụta na anyị na ọ bụ n'ọnwa n'Igbo adọrọ n'elu ị na-aga ị na-eme ngala n'ọnwa Chineke ka ị bụ.
You walk with pride because you're a child of Adonai.
Chineke gozie onaba ya o.
Now Adonai bless us.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Igbos are Israelites. The question of Igbo being Israelites are not in doubt. There are evidences that Igbos are Israelites. The journey of Igbo started when the Assyrians actually attacked and exiled the 10 tribes of Israel, the Northern Kingdom, in 722 BCE. From that period, all the 10 tribes were scattered. The bulk, according to Mazutra, were taken to Africa. So in Igbo land, you will see most of these lost 10 tribes.
There's a very, very good book that's published 5 or 6 years ago, looking at quite a number of small communities that fled Spain, Portugal particularly, and they maintain some kind of Jewish presence in 4 or 5 villages until about 1600. Very interesting. But as I started researching, I discovered that not only were there Jewish communities in the northwest corner of Africa, but going right down the coast almost as far, in fact, as far as Angola, there were implantations of Sephardi Jews. I found this very, very interesting. And there were even maps going back to the great date of 1487, and then another map, 1492, which said that a certain bay near the Niger River was called the Bay of the Jews, both in Spanish and Portuguese. I thought, what's all this about? The Bay of the Jews at the end of the 15th? So this started to really intrigue me. And I collected masses and masses of material. I'm going to be finishing a book towards the end of the year on this very topic. And particularly what I discovered, and this was very, very exciting, was a new community that nobody'd ever written about. A Jewish community that nobody'd ever written about. I'm supposed to be the expert on African Jews, and this was an African Jewish community that I didn't know about. And it was in a place called Loango. Now, Loango is pretty much exactly on the equator. And we know that at the end of the 15th century, a tragic story, a very typical story of the Inquisition and of the expulsions from Portugal and Spain, hundreds of Jewish orphans had been exiled to an island just off the coast of Africa, and we don't really know much about what happened to them. We know that 100 years later, there were still some traces of Judaism, but probably not very much. Then the rumor is that many of them went to Portugal.
There you have it, folks. What do you think? Does the evidence we show make everything clear? Put your comments down below. Be polite. And remember, study yourself to show yourself approved. See you later.
What do you think about this topic?
Please leave your comment in the comment section below. Please be nice. Please click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to get notification for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching this video on the Berean Scholars channel.